Hey, buddy, we are live. It is 2 o'clock Pacific time, my time, Pacific time, the only time that really matters. And it is 8:30, 2017. And we have a special guest, Rachel Oates from YouTube. Maybe you may have known her, maybe you don't. If you don't know her by now, I don't know why not. I have posted her links on the Great Debate Community channel quite a few times. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce Rachel to the Great Debate community and see if she's scared off, never wants to come back, which is probably the case. But I've given her advance warning. We don't play fair in here, and it's a rough neighborhood. So anyways, guys, Rachel is a YouTuber. She's an atheist activist. She's a blogger, photographer, web designer, neurologist, something or other, fashion something or other. I don't know. She can explain these things. So Rachel, introduce yourself to the Great Debate community and tell us about yourself.
Oof, no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, no, I just basically do a little bit of everything online. Career-wise, I digital marketing until I quit my job and decided to go freelance, and I did a few little projects, and then I decided to start making some YouTube videos, atheism, and it's just kind of like, really? Yeah, I like talking about sort of atheism and religion and social issues in terms of kind of how it affects people and their actual lives. So I've been too much into like, well, I'm interested in it, but I've never actually studied like the philosophy or any of the kind of, I guess you could say like the deeper stuff like that. I'm kind of more interested in how it affects people and people's rights and how they treat other people. And yeah, no, I kind of like looking at that, and that's why I do have a bit of a background in biomedical science as well. And I was going to specialize in neurobiology when I was studying that, which is why I kind of like to bring that in a little bit to my videos and talk a little bit about people act the way they do on a kind of biological level as well as the societal level, if that makes sense.
So it's sciencey, informative, activist. It's kind of a little bit of everything then, right?
I just kind of like to have fun with it. And then sometimes I'll just do something really silly, like my feminist videos.
That was funny. That was funny. If, I should probably put that one in the video description because that was funny. Tell them about your video. Tell them about the video because the video. Okay, she did a video on feminism, was not only funny, but she's in a bikini. So I mean, obviously got a lot of likes. I mean, it sells. Let's be realistic. If I do a video with me in a bikini, it's not going to get many hits. Just to tell you right now. But your video was quite funny because you parodied what I see the feminist movement being right now.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you parodied the way I see the feminist movement now.
Steve, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. He's saying that it's a parody, like your video that you're doing is a parody, right?
Yeah, definitely, of kind of more radical, over-the-top feminists. So like I do call myself a feminist, but I think, you know, some people would maybe label me like an egalitarian instead, because I'm very much about like for everyone. So when you do get kind of extreme feminists who come on and they're like, oh, we need to talk about body hair and horrible, and you know, they just go really over the top and it's really unnecessary. And especially when you get a lot of feminists who basically just come on the internet and they'll say whatever they want and then beg for money. That was kind of what was annoying me a little bit. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to parody this and just because I had the worst makeup, I was in a bikini, I had stuffed animals strapped to my arms. So I was like, it's all a laugh. Just give it a go.
The funny thing is, if you're talking about radical feminist arguments, being in a bikini is also a bad thing because depending on the feminists, it's bad and it's sexualizing and blah 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 blah, and you should wear a burqa.
Yeah, well, that was kind of one of my lines. I was like, you know, feel free to wear whatever you want because it's your body and you're in control of it. But if anyone dares look at you or criticize you or compliment you, then get really offended.
That's their business model, right?
Sort of double standard.
Yeah, their business model is let's be offended.
Reminds me of Shuan Head's video Oppression Olympics, even though she doesn't like that video for reasons I don't know what they are. She had a very funny point. Let's see. I'm dressed too sexily and you don't like it? Stop oppressing me. This video game character is too sexy. Change it.
I can't believe you said
I might have had the order flipped, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Those two words go together, too, and sexy. I mean, I think they should be like always together. But Yeah. By the way, you mentioned shoe on head. Don't confuse Rachel with shoe on head or Zoe Does Life, like I have done in the past. Bad mistake. Because just the other day, I was attributing a video that Zoe did to Rachel, and I felt really bad about it. But she's like took it as a compliment. I'm like, you're too sweet. I don't know how the fuck I did
seriously,
that.
Zoe's videos are quality.
It was a good video. It was on social
love her
justice.
stuff.
Did you watch it? The one on social justice apps?
Yeah, it was like, you know, it was a fake dating app ad to meet other social justice warriors. It was absolutely hilarious.
It was A+. It was really
Brilliant.
A+. She's going to be coming on next month, by the way. She might drop it in here. I don't know.
Ask her.
She asked for the link. So anyways, so on your channel, you do have a lot of atheist activism. And first of all, how old is your channel? Your channel's not been around that long.
No, I only started talking about like atheism and stuff maybe 3 months ago.
Oh my God, 3 months ago, and she's got 6,000, almost 6,000 subscribers. By the way, while you're listening to this live chat, go subscribe to her. The link is in the video description before you forget, because we're not going to continue until everybody in the live chat. We only have 40 people watching. What is up today? That's like, we'll get the triple digits, don't worry. But all you guys watching, go to her channel.
And the flat sun is what's up today.
Is there something else going on? Is there something I didn't plan ahead on? Because I mean, my numbers are half right now. So, and it has nothing to do with Rachel. I don't want her to feel like, oh my God, what happened? I killed Steve's channel. No. But anyways, so it's only been a
Clearly,
few
it's
months.
just my face scaring everyone off.
Oh yeah, that's all what they're saying in the live chat. I keep on having to tell the live chat, she's got a boyfriend. People, relax. You bunch of pervs.
Damn.
I mean, I don't get it. It's only you and Richard getting the compliments. Yeah.
I'm getting compliments.
Well, I mean, you have that boy toy look. Look at that. Yeah.
I'm turning my camera off.
Jenna flirts with you all the time.
You have that off-brand Steve Shives look down pat.
Exactly. He does. Oh, you may. This is going to go south real fast. Anyways,
Steve, I'm booting you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You only a manager on
Discount
the other
Steve
channel.
Shives. Ding!
See, remember, we have another channel, Rachel, called the Great Debate Community Channel that I set up, and I have various managers for it. Richard's a manager, and I made the rule that the manager in there is God, regardless of whether you're an atheist or not. So if you accept that he's a God, you're still an atheist. And I think G-Man still flips his lid on that, going, Steve's saying that you could be an atheist and still believe in a God. No, G-Man, that's not what I'm saying, you idiot.
I don't think she knows who. Do you know who G-Man is? Do you even know who he's talking about?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
She
I just discovered him like
that's strange.
I just discovered him like a week ago. I mean, I'd heard them talking about him, but then I started watching his videos, and they're just hilarious. Like he opened.
Is the perfect example of a Christian.
Oh, God.
What? Okay, I'm booting Drag.
Yeah. I just had literally a PhD in theology tell me that basically G-Man was the antithesis of what he would consider to be a Christian. So. But one of the reasons I know of Rachel is because, and let's dive into it real quick. Rachel, do you remember your little feud with somebody named Antonio Fletcher?
Oh, that's not really a feud. He just keeps making videos about me.
Yeah, well, okay.
Like, I don't really respond to him, but he just keeps responding.
Do you know anything about him? We know him. He's part of our community, sort of. I mean, he's not officially GDC, but he's kind of the clown car posse. We call him.
So all I really know about him is he's made a couple of video responses to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, good for him. And then I made a video response to a G-Man video, and then he was like, oh, I'm friends with G-Man. He's gonna come for you now. He is gonna make a response video, and he's gonna get you.
Tribalism.
Like, and that's about it.
What was your response video?
Oh no, not a response video.
Yeah, God forbid G-Man make a response video. I just like him to make one that's coherent. That's the only thing I've asked of G-Man. Because they're just rambling
too much.
I know it is.
Actually, I wouldn't get involved like making response videos with G-Man, because Steve pointed out the other day that he likes to get involved in people's personal life, like messaging Steve's landlord and that kind of thing. So
well, he doesn't like it when you do it to him. That's off the table, but he can do it to you.
Right. Which, by the way, I do not advocate doing it to him. I've said the person who screws with G-Man's real life stuff, you're an asshole. Don't do it.
Oh no. So what I'm saying is, I wouldn't want to mess with him on the internet, like make these response videos, because then I'm on his radar and he starts coming after me like in the real world, and I'm just not interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. People know who I am. People know where I live. I'm out there. I'm out of the closet.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But anyone who does that, they're just not worth my time.
Hey, Drag, tell Rachel just a few things about our friend Antonio, real quick.
He is the equivalent. We call him the Black Forest Gump. Like it's like listening to Eeyore while he's been eating fucking lead paint chips, and that's kind of we think he was dropped on his head as a child, and that's why he really has comprehension issues. But he picks people that he thinks that can, I guess, tangle with him because then like he's a warrior only in his own mind. And so now that you're kind of on his radar, be prepared for about 30 minutes of him drawing on about what he thinks is your position. And oh, by the way, he doesn't actually understand philosophy or logical fallacies. So if you hear him just kind of throw out, well, that's fallacious, he doesn't understand how fallacies work. And he doesn't understand that even though you can put forth a fallacious argument, the conclusion can actually, be coherent as far as it being a I guess logically sound, but not valid. So someone feel free to correct me on the usage there, but it's a really strange guy.
Structure, soundness refers to structure and quality.
Okay, thank you. I need to write that down actually. But no, it's a good point. He thinks that it's just one of these tricks that people kind of employ on the internet to invalidate his statements, and so he'll just say that when he thinks you're wrong.
And by the way, Rachel, Drag is black.
Fallacy is a fallacy.
Drag is black.
There
He's allowed to make those kinds of comments. Okay, we're equal opportunity here. Just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rachel, I want to ask you something. Were you raised in a fundamentalist household, like a super strict Christian household?
No, not at all, actually. So I spoke about this a little bit in a video for Godless Cranium, but my parents they call themselves Christians, but they're not really practicing or anything like that. They don't go to church or anything. But that said, as we got older, my brother and sister are quite a lot older than me. So when I was about 7, they were already in their 20s. And my sister just asked me one day, oh, so do you believe in God? And I started kind of questioning at a really young age. And it just atheism was a logical kind of step for me, whereas my sister went the same way and my brother went the complete opposite way. So him and his wife now are really into their Christianity, and they go to church a couple of times a week and stuff, and they're really into it, whereas me and my sister are very much the complete opposite. So
okay, so you wouldn't be able to say that it was fundamentalist practices that turned you off. Like you looked at Christianity and you're like, okay, these people are young earth creationists and they're, I don't know, they have bad behavior or something like that, and you associate it with that, and you're like, I don't want anything to do with that. That's not your experience?
No, not at all. It was just for me. It just didn't make sense. I didn't see any truth in it. I didn't see any proof of there being any kind of God, and I look at religion and I see it as having such a positive effect on some people's lives. I see that it can be a fantastic community for some people. It can be a really nice kind of source of guidance and comfort, and I just felt like I didn't need that in my life because I could get those things elsewhere. So it's a bit I kind of see there being two parts to religion. One is being the kind of how you live your life now, and one being kind of the beliefs about how the world was created and things like that. And I don't believe in one, and I don't feel like I have a need for the other. So atheism is kind of the logical thing for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I asked that question to a lot of people here in the GDC because a lot of them did come from this fundamentalist background. So yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, well, what makes you feel like atheist activism though? I noticed, we have a lot of activists, and I'm friends with a lot of them, and I respect a lot of them. I mean, obviously, Holy Kool-Aid, Godless Cranium, Aaron Raw. I mean, these are all great people. My channel's not set up to do activism, right? I don't promote atheism. I don't promote theism. It's a agnostic, non-partisan, kind of situation. But your videos, you do kind of go out and try to promote atheism, which is fine. I'm nothing wrong with that. But how do you? I mean, what is your primary goal there? Is it to deconvert people to atheism, or is it more to entertain? And by the way, welcome, Seth.
I definitely don't want to You alright?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Seth.
Hi.
Hello. Go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, sorry. No, I definitely I don't want to go out of my way to convert anyone, but I think because generally religion in general I have no issues with, and I feel like if people want to be religious, I'm more than happy for that. I think people can get some wonderful stuff out of it. but the things that I kind of mostly want to talk about are the more kind of like harmful aspects of it, especially, you know, the fundamentalist sides, you know, where religion kind of promotes violence or oppresses certain groups, or religion kind of, I guess you could say, tries to control people in certain ways. That's the kind of stuff I prefer to talk about, but sometimes I will go into other things, and if I see someone talking about something that just kind of scientifically doesn't make sense, I'll talk about that as well. But the idea isn't really to convert anyone to my way of thinking, because I feel like if people are happy being religious, then, you know, go for it, that's brilliant. But at the same time, if someone is actively using their beliefs to try and oppress or hurt someone else, that's when I would want to stand up and say, hang on a minute, you can't do that.
Rachel, my beliefs are that as a woman, you're not permitted to speak, so please stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's going to get you very far. By the way, he's kidding. Richard's a dick. That's why he's one of my managers. But
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you figure out who this is?
Patty Gertie?
No.
No. Do you know who she is? Patty Gertie is? No.
Wait.
I do not.
Wait, who is that?
Are you? Can you? Well, I don't. She may not. Are you watching? Are you watching the video? I don't know if she's watching the video. Anasi.
Oh no, I can see the video. I just.
The sprite. It looks like Patty Gertie, the girl that plays the hurdy-gurdy.
I'll go ahead and present for just a few seconds here, so that way it'll be big on the stream, because, you know, the people watching the stream can't click on my avatar. All right, I'm done. All right, it was Vivian James.
Who is that? That name sounds familiar. Wait. Who is she? Vivian James?
I know it makes me sound autistic, but the Know Your Meme website actually has a good history of Vivian James.
Wait, why do I not know who this person is? I feel like I'm like really behind on everything.
Yeah, I don't know who that person is either. But anyways,
I was behind on Gamergate as well. It's a character created by the V board on 4chan for something. It was part of the shit going on at the beginning of Gamergate.
Yeah, it doesn't. Really
I'm actually on the Know Your Meme page now.
But Izza, you dropped in. Hey, welcome. Nice of you to come into our GDC hangout. We've been trying to get you in for a while, but you know, scheduling in. First of all, how was your vacation?
Yeah, vacation was good. Yeah, I see you have a lot of people, so it's not like I'm super necessary here.
Yeah,
so
well,
I'm just
you know,
super silently stalking you all while you just say whatever you want.
Hey, you know what? We all like to have a good stalker. So.
Oh, I'm way ahead of everybody on the stalking right now. I've just like slid right into this chat here. Haven't said a word.
You know, I put that link out there and whoever shows up. No, anyway, no, actually, the people that are in here right now, I specifically handpicked and invited. So you're special for the most part, but.
Well, now I feel special.
You should. You should. Well, this is about Rachel. This is about actually her channel. By the way, we have more viewers now. So the new viewers, if you haven't gone to Rachel's channel, go subscribe. You know, it's funny, Rachel. People have been saying that people are like my minions in the Great Debate community. It's like Steve tells them what to do, and I'm like, oh, they have no idea how wrong that really is. They really don't listen to me. Like, believe me. So you might have to go like pimp your channel out for yourself here to my viewers. So, you know. Go ahead, tell them to go sub to your channel.
Go subscribe to my channel, because apparently I never tell people to subscribe.
You know what? I've noticed you don't really do call outs. You don't really do what's they call call to actions on your videos. You need it. You really don't.
Yeah, no, Dan.
They criticize people for saying like, comment, and subscribe, but honestly, half the time I don't remember to like a video.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm sure Rachel knows this because she works for a digital marketing agency.
Hang on, go ahead, Rachel. Let Rachel speak.
No, it's okay. No, I was just going to say, yeah, the only thing I've really asked for is comments, because, you know, I like reading people's comments, and it's nice to kind of like have a conversation with my viewers, but I always kind of forget about things like liking the video and asking people to subscribe, because like, I don't know, you can't really respond when they do that, so I always just kind of forget about it.
Well, let me ask
I
you.
mean-
I found that I've a lot of videos. I have like 500 videos. The ones that are most controversial that I get people to bitch about seem to get the most comments. The ones that people like the most get the least amount of comments. I haven't figured out how that works yet. But have you figured out yet how to actually respond to most of your comments?
I don't like this. Click, click, click. You're an asshole. Click, click, click.
Oh, I get that a lot. I saved a little comment that I got today. I'll show you guys in a few. I saved it just for this hangout because it's appropriate for this type of hangout. But I mean, are you finding with the amount of subscribers you got that it's very difficult to really see every comment? I'm inundated with comments. I mean, just inundated. It takes me about 2 hours to 4 hours a day just to go through everything if I really wanted to. So how do you do that?
It is kind of tough, and I feel bad that I don't reply to everyone. So I've just got into a habit of like, I heart comments a lot now, and I try and reply to people when I can, but it does just take so much time, and a lot of things now get filtered out to spam. So I've just got to the point where I leave that now, and I just don't touch it because there's like 800 comments in there, and if I went through every single one, it would just take me. And especially because I try and make videos. At least like 5 videos a week or something like that. It's like if I want to have quality in my videos, I can't spend too much focusing on comments, especially like the spam ones. But Dan does actually help me out because he has access to my account and stuff, and I'm like, hey, if you want to go through, read comments, respond to whatever you want. So he'll occasionally do that.
Oh, that's true love. When you give somebody access to your YouTube account, that's love, right? That's special.
Yeah, I've actually done that with my wife, and I think that about 20 minutes in, she was like, "Oh my God, what the hell is these people's problems?" She's like, "Oh, like I get it."
5 minutes, most people would run away in terror. But as far as your filtering, have you guys noticed though that the system that YouTube uses to filter out what it thinks is spam is pure shit? It filters out actual comments most of the time. And I have to manually go in and
like it. It
improve
filters
them.
out a lot of atheist nonsense.
I've actually posted comments and had threads going, and I'd click the button to see that there are some comments marked as spam, and I'll look at it, and every single fucking time for years now I've tried to hit that restore button because fuck censorship, it doesn't let me. It errors out. It never lets me restore the comments. So usually when I do that, I'll post a screen cap of it and then say, here's some comments that were marked as spam, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why YouTube does that. I really don't. Go ahead.
It irritates the shit out of me.
I've kind of found it's mostly just comments with links or kind of like copied and pasted like Bible quotes or something. When someone will post like the same quote on every like comment on your video, they're kind of the only things that go into spam for me, so it's not usually too bad.
Oh man,
yeah, that's been my experience completely. Like that's word for word how I would describe it.
Not on mine.
It is only copy and pasted stuff and links for me.
I get
another thing that really fucking irritates me is when you get no notification of the fact that your comments have been marked as spam or otherwise removed, because I've posted detailed responses, huge freaking paragraphs here, and then come back like months later and notice, wait a minute, I remember responding to that bullshit. I don't see my comment anywhere.
Well, can I point out that the main reason that you get spam constantly is because you can't keep it short, and they always think that you just spam them.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I've noticed this. Here's the thing. If it's too long, if it has links, or if you post similar things on more than one video, it will think it's spam.
We get a lot of flat earthers spamming us.
Well, you get a lot of everybody spamming you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if you guys have...
But like, I remember one example, I think it was on... Spirit Science, the hour-long faith movie video. I still haven't seen the whole damn thing, but I remember posting a detailed reply to Jordan on a couple different occasions, and then coming back and noticing that it's gone.
Yeah,
and
well,
I gave up.
You got to remember that some sites will have a filter list, right? And if you say something do they feel is derogatory, like a curse word or something like that, it automatically filters it out. It never gets posted, and you have no idea because it shows up to you. Right? The same thing in live chat.
No, but I mean, my comment is literally gone when I look at it on my account.
Well, yeah, that means they've actually gone in and removed it. Yeah.
Or it got marked as spam by the owner. It got removed by the owner, marked as spam by someone else, something like that.
Or the system did. Yeah, but like I said, I don't seem to have that problem. I just most of mine are just I have to go in and manually approve anymore, and I don't know why. But anyway, so Rachel, so who do you think comments the most on your videos? People that are agreeing with you or disagreeing with you?
So I actually have like a little group of people now who I always recognize who kind of comment on most of my videos. It's really nice to see because there's a really nice group of people. So there's this one girl who's really religious, but she's still like really nice and supportive, and you know, she doesn't obviously agree with everything I say, but you know, she has some nice, sorry, my microphone then. She starts some nice debates and stuff, and there are a couple of other guys who are just really supportive and really nice, like with whatever I respond to. So mostly I do get other atheists commenting, but you know, occasionally there are some unhappy people. Like ones, the kind of most controversial videos I do are my kind of you know, promoting same-sex marriage ones and stuff like that. They're the ones that get the most kind of controversial comments, and that's pretty much the only time when I will kind of get into slightly heated debates with people, because there are people who have posted some really disgusting homophobic stuff on my videos. I'm just like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, honestly, those
kind of,
hang on. Obviously, those kind of get deleted on my. I have a rule that anybody kind of say what they want on my channel, and my videos. But if you are just going to do a homophobic rant that has nothing to do with the conversation, you're done. It's just it adds nothing. You cannot respond to them. I don't care what you have to say on that, and I will remove certain comments if they're over the top like that. But it's very, very rare that happens.
Yeah.
For me, I've seen that I get there's a certain group of people that are on my videos that they'll comment like Rachel said, but then they'll also, if someone is really just like aggressively trying to berate someone else, they get all over their ass and just rip them apart. And so, I mean, basically what I do, and it's not like in a malicious way, it's just destroying their arguments. And so what I'll do is if I get a particularly malicious comment, instead of deleting it and being like, acting like it didn't ever happen, I try to even sometimes respond to it or like love the comment so that it'll get highlighted and be like, okay, so this is someone who is, and then also look at all of these people completely destroying what they're saying. So I feel like I turn their horrible negative comment into hopefully providing some additional information on what the discourse on the subject actually is.
Real quick, do you guys know who Patient Grasshopper is? I didn't get a link to him, so I don't.
Yep. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I know him.
You gave a link to somebody else?
Sorry, was I not
Look it in the chat. Look it in the chat because I haven't heard of him yet.
Well, Richard's vouching for him, but yeah, I mean,
sorry, Steve, was I not supposed to? I mean, they're just like people I know.
Yeah, this was kind of. I wanted to keep it kind of small because.
Oh, I mean,
this room holds 25 people, and I've had 25 people here many times, and I got other people that I invited. So yeah, it's going to get crowded real fast.
Yeah, I mean, you just said that you wanted more. You just said that you wanted more theists, so I was just like.
Well, yeah, theists that I know, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Welcome. Well, no, everybody's welcome. It's open. You know, it's fine. It's just usually when I have a guest on, I try to keep it a little more moderated for specific reasons, because I don't want to end up like what happening with Godless Girl and Aaron Raw the other night, right?
Okay. So if you see Joe joining, don't let him in then. If you don't want the trolling.
Yeah, don't. Did you? By the way, did you watch that, Rachel, the other night?
Joe.
No. A friend of mine named Joe, who I. Never mind.
All right, let's get back to Rachel. She's the guest here, Richard, not you. I know you like airtime.
Kick Rachel out and let all my friends in.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, you arrogant prick. But anyways, now I totally forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, Rachel, did you happen to watch the debacle the other night with Aaron? It was. I felt so bad because.
No. I've not really been catching up with any YouTube videos lately. I had my sister visiting this weekend, so I've kind of been off the internet and away from it all, so I'm still catching up.
Yeah, that's true. I knew you were away for a while.
Tell me about it.
It's just that, you know, Aaron comes in every so often, and he's really nice. He actually helped me with the last debate that I had with somebody named True Empiricism. He actually provided very helpful information for me. Well, anyways, he came in to the Great Debate Community channel on Friday to debate General Han Solo here. And then on Saturday, he came on my channel and the other channel, which is mine too. But and I had a couple people come in and just start an argument with him that he wasn't familiar with, and it just escalated into a yelling match. And of course, you know, that's not what I want from my guest, and I had to eject the person who I told prior, please don't start doing this. If you can ask a question, if you want to know the answer, we'll talk about it, but don't make it into a gotcha type game, because I don't play that shit, right? And that's exactly what they did. So anyways.
Yeah, Rachel, I was about to say a few minutes ago, I'm looking at your channel.
Yeah.
I see this video. I'm wondering if it's the one you were talking about. William Lane Craig, Mark Regnerus, and Should Gay. That's all I see. But is that the video that you were talking about?
That's one of them, yeah. So it was this paper that Mark Regnerus he had published, saying that children with same-sex parents aren't like as well raised as children from what he called
traditional.
Yeah, he called it something like intact bio families, and basically William Lane Craig was going on and on about how great this paper was and how brilliant it was, and it turns out that like published that basically completely debunked this paper, said that they completely messed up the data analysis and that it didn't actually mean anything. So
were both of these papers like peer reviewed, or are they just like blog posts that they posted somewhere?
No, they were both peer reviewed. They were in I can't remember which journal. It was a social science one, but even after the first one was published, there were like 200 complaints from different academics, and that was when a couple of years later the second paper was published in the same journal, kind of almost redacting the other one and saying that actually this kind of proves that this first paper wasn't so good.
Yeah. Do they redact peer-reviewed papers? I don't know how that process goes.
Well, it wasn't like officially redacted. It's still in there, but it's kind of to it, if that makes sense.
I love this. You guys are talking about peer-reviewed papers in the live chat. They're talking of Pineapple Pizza's pizza. This is the dichotomy between what goes on in here and the live chat. By the way, and I agree with you, Issa, that pineapple on pizza is ridiculous. It sucks. I mean, if you want to eat it, that's fine.
It's wrong.
You know, I don't particularly care for it, but it's not pizza. It's wrong on multiple levels. Now you bought some pepperoni and some Canadian bacon or something. I'm down with that, right? But yeah, pineapple. And I'm gonna get on Zoe with that too, because Zoe I think believes pineapple belongs on pizza, and I think she's fatally wrong on that. But that's okay. But
so Rachel,
let me put it like
there are people who believe the earth is flat, and there are people who believe pineapple belongs on pizza. We know that they exist.
It's the same category. They're right up there with each other.
Let me put it like this.
Look, if y'all don't,
if you believe that about pizza now, like really.
I was about to
let them
that pineapple goes on pizza. You deserve to be deleted from the universe.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Sorry, if you invite me, you have to expect that the chat goes on about pineapple pizza.
But I agree. I'm totally down with that. See, I don't want to talk about the peer review paper stuff. I want to keep this lighthearted. We're having fun here. I want Rachel to come back one day. I don't want her to think we're a bunch of like.
Steve, I was about to challenge Rachel on every single one of her videos. It's like I'm going down the line, and I'm just like Rachel, justify this for me.
Well, we can talk about her videos too. I mean,
okay, since we have so many of the patriarchy with us, let me, let's see. How many of you guys in the chat write down? How many of you are subscribed already to Rachel?
That's a good question.
Write the one if you're subscribed to Rachel, and if you're not, you better go now.
I see. That is how you do a call to action. That is beautiful. See, by the way, we have twice.
My God, I'm gonna put you in my channel trailer.
No shit. By the way, I'm just gonna record that and use it as a clip on all my videos. It just changed the name.
Out of my ass.
But by the way, I told you, Rachel, we only started with like 30. We're almost up to. We're getting pushing. We have over 81 or 81 now, so we're gonna get to triple digits. I told you we would. But yeah, so the people that were not with us at the beginning of this. I did a call out to go subscribe to Rachel's channel. It's in the video description. Now, the problem I have is that her numbers is like 5,600. I can't see on my computer what the actual number was because it rounds it, and unless I go to Social Blade. So, Rachel, you're gonna have to like tell us in the next couple of days if your numbers went up, because I have no way to validate it right now.
All right.
Will you do that?
I can tell you if it's changed now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh wow, I've gained like 20 subscribers since we started.
20 out of 80 people watching. What the hell's wrong with you people? But I guess maybe some of them already subscribed. But I mean, this will get a few thousand hits.
Partially,
so
some are already subscribed. I mean, I subscribed to her because you shouted her out before you actually shouted her out on the video. If you would have waited until to the video, I could have subscribed now, and you could have, you know,
that's
one
true.
more sub. But no.
That's true. But by the way, if there are some people who do want the link, if you want the link, like Kevin's fine, and somebody else said ask me for the link. But ask Drag. I can't really give out the link while I'm doing OBS because it just slows everything down. So Drag, since you're my co-producer here, can you like provide the link? But I kind of don't want to get too many people because it tends to slow down when we get that many people in here. But you know, Kevin's fine, obviously. But I mean, I haven't got to like some of the other people yet, like Satan or the Geek Room. By the way, do you guys know the Geek Room?
Am I too late? Did you guys scare her away?
No one knows this.
No, Tony. No, Tony. Relax. The Geek Room is another channel that we promoted. They start off with, oh God, you had like I don't know, 50 subs or some shit. Now you're pushing 500 or something. Not a huge difference, but we're working on you. They're like the poor man's drunken peasants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really good if you haven't subscribed to them. I also put it's the original. Is it the original?
Is it original?
I've also put your video link in the video description as well. So you've got about you have more subs than Rachel, I think, don't you?
I have about 13K now.
Oh, you have a 13K? Wow, you did skyrocket. Yeah.
I'm up
Yeah, that was the YouTube Saints and Logic, because about the same time those two had a bit of a shout out match where YouTube Saints said, okay, everyone on this chat, we know we can give Is It Original more subs than her husband can. And then
I remember that.
a bit later he posted in his video, you know, it's nearly Is It Original's birthday, let's push her over the 10K. And I ended up being far beyond 10, so.
Yeah, I do kind of remember that he had some shouts out to you. Well, you should do a collab with Rachel then, I think, one of these days. Have you started watching, I mean, watching her videos? Like, I guess I really like the feminism one, but the other one that you were talking about, Rachel, that I wanted to kind of get into more deeper with, if we can, was the H3 lawsuit one.
Yeah.
Because that one was kind of tied to our community a lot, because we have had a situation where people have downloaded content and uploaded it right on their channel without permission.
Yeah, I actually found 2 of my videos uploaded on another person's channel, like just re-uploaded, and I got them taken down within like 24 hours, which is good. But yeah, no, I'm a big kind of advocate for fair use, because you know I'm really into watching my kind of like commentary channels and things like that, and like I guess a lot of atheist channels who do response videos are technically commentary channels as well. So yeah, it was a kind of really interesting thing for me that I've been watching pretty closely the whole time. So when they weren't, it was a brilliant thing.
Yeah, I love H3. They're great.
Yeah, they got 4.3 million subs. Yeah, I don't know how you. Well,
it was wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of these channels started really early on. It's a lot harder to get subs nowadays than it is when it.
They're the cutest couple too. Like they're like
cute.
perfect for each other.
But I subbed to H3 a while ago. I'm glad I did.
But the fair use thing, you know. Yeah, I had the same problem. People were taking one person especially took one of my videos and just completely uploaded it, no permission. If I give you permission to mirror, that's fine. And there are people that have mirrored some of my videos. General has, and other people have, because they're in them, and that's fine. But this particular person just literally took the entire video, verbatim, right, and uploaded to the channel and called it fair use. I'm like, what planet are you living on? Now, yes, I did, you know, do the steps to get it removed, and was removed. But then they tried to do it back to me on a video that was a transformative piece. And of course that one didn't work. So what did you find out about fair use? Is it fair use to take one of your videos or anybody's video, download it in its entirety, and upload it to somebody else, to your own channel? Is that fair use?
Well, no, not at all, because the idea is with fair use, it's got to be transformative. So if it's for commentary, if it's for critique, if you're changing it up in some way, you know, like when, you know, if people do like a remix to a song, that's essentially transformative, and it's kind of the same with a video. And so again, when people take clips and they respond to them, that's fair use. But if someone's just copying your work, then no.
Right.
That's the
Well, I've seen people get sort of a strike on them for even just covering a song. Like they make their own cover of a song, but it's like, so.
Music's touchy when it comes to fair use. Music is very, very touchy. But I mean, there's no question if somebody takes a video right off a channel and uploads it to somebody else, or upload it to your own channel, that is not fair use, not by any stretch of the imagination. However, if somebody says, "Hey, look, I was in this," like for example, like this particular hangout. If Rachel said, "Hey, Steve, can I mirror this on my channel?" I'll be like, "By all means," right? You know, but that's different, right? One, I'm allowing it because this is the content's on this channel, and two, it'd be great if she did, if she wanted to. I don't know why she would, but you know.
Okay, maybe I'm the odd one out here, or maybe Logic is the odd one out here more than me.
You're both odd.
We know that there are at least 3 channels that completely copy the videos and just put them back on the way they are. And the thing is, yeah, on one side it sucks because what on earth are you doing? On the other, it's actually not so much of a stupid idea because the moment he gets flagged down and he loses the videos, at least there are some other videos of his out there that are already up that he can at least copy down so that he has them back. You know, so yeah, sure, it's stupid. It's not necessarily the nicest thing to do. A bit of a warning would be nice, but at the end of the day, I don't particularly care, and neither does he.
Yeah, you know, you make a valid point, and actually, there's 2 valid points here. Paulogia had made this post the other day, and I love Paulogia, and I kind of agreed with him, and I kind of disagreed. His argument was, look, is it worth your time to try to take down these videos that have uploaded your content? And is there an advantage to them doing it? And obviously there's an advantage like you just gave. And also another advantage is that, you know, if it is another channel, it might get viewers that may not be familiar with your content, seeing your content and come sub to you, right? So the little bit that you lost... Free publicity. Yeah, free publicity. The little bit that you lost by having somebody upload the video and getting views, you might get more subs out of it in the long run. Now, who knows? But what I don't think is fair is when somebody deliberately does it for retaliatory or retribution methods or means. The person that took my video was somebody that I make videos about all the time against them, and I don't want them to have any of my content. Right? It was just completely retaliatory because I transformed one of their pieces, and they said, "Oh, well, I'm just going to download one of your videos, upload it entirely, and call it fair use." I'm like, "You're an idiot," right? But I think you make a good
especially
point
when they're not
on
intellectually
that,
smart enough to even understand the information.
That's not even the worst part of it. The worst part was that he had done it before and received a strike for the exact same thing.
More than once. Yep. More than once.
This is the second time doing it.
Yeah, he did it with Red's rhetoric, and we're talking about true empiricism. If you guys in life you can't figure it out.
That's the wrong person to do it to, Reg.
But
oh no, Red blew his shit up.
Yeah, you don't want to do that to Red.
No,
hey guys.
Yeah.
But I think
I'm really sick of this freaking round Earth heliocentric atheist echo chamber. So I'm gonna be going.
I
know, right?
Take it easy, buddy.
I gotta
just a shill fest.
I gotta take apart my computer desk so that way I have room to replace it with something else. I'll be listening to you guys on my fucking phone while I do this shit. See you guys.
Thanks. And then we gotta get back to Rachel. She's the guest here. So
I was gonna say instead of talking to Rachel, go play with your computer. That's messed up.
Yeah, really, right? Yeah, I know. What's wrong with you? But here's the thing. I think it makes a great point is that because of this ad apocalypse and because of these new rules that a YouTuber's having, which I'm going to ask directly to Rachel in a second how it's affected her. But we have had people in the community. I had a few. Other people have had a shit ton. Get this yellow dollar symbol, which means it's unmonetizable, or that you won't receive ads on it because it's not considered advertiser friendly. And the videos that are getting tagged with this are absolutely innocuous most of the time. Absolutely innocuous. So, you've had this happen on your channel, right?
Yeah, and I have found a lot of ways to go around it, and I would absolutely love to share this out with you. So everyone, point your ears. Because the thing is, on my channel, I noticed, actually, first of all, on Logic's channel, we noticed that there is one video that is actually super controversial, and it didn't get flagged at all. It has still the green mark, and it's one of his most controversial. But on my channel, something very similar happened, and I think the last video I made, I put in on purpose because my accent is very heavy. And so people tend to not understand it very well, and the translation and the transcribe thingy is just not very good. And so I was as controversial as I potentially could, just to see if it would even get, monetized. And oddly enough, it would still, because the yellow mark doesn't mean you don't get monetized at all. It just means you're like controversial, and therefore you can't get that much money. So at the end of the day, what it boils down to is, to be super sugar candy. The tags have to be super sugar candy. The description has to be super sugar candy, and avoid any kind of swear words. You know, if you want to tell someone he's a cunt, instead of saying he's a cunt, you have to say he is. I don't know. Let me come up with something.
Well, this video is now fucking demonetized, so whatever.
Mold growing in the cavities of an anus. There you go. That's what you have to say.
Any hope of monetization on this video has gone out the fucking window. But that's okay.
I should mention that includes the word atheist, by the way, that list of naughty words.
I actually have atheist.
Your video flagged.
I have atheist in all my video tags and my meta tags and in my channel tag. I also have Christian. Those are not the ones getting flagged. I have 3 videos get flagged. 2, I have no idea what the hell, and I fought those and I won. But the other one I didn't fight had to do with Sharia law, and I wasn't really a part of that when I did it.
That's another word you can't use. You can't talk about Islam in the title or description.
Right.
And Birdie Sen.
Which is, I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to mitigate recruitment, right? But how do they differentiate between a recruitment video and people actually being against something like ISIS or things like that? I mean, Rachel, how has it affected your channel yet? Has it at all?
No, surprisingly. I've not had any videos demonetized. I had one temporarily, like, go to yellow when I called Donald Trump a racist man-child in the title. But since I took out the word racist, it was monetized again.
He's a revolutionary man. He just thinks different.
You quit, Tony. You quit.
His thoughts, we can't understand his thoughts.
Well, who here has
something that really works well is to be ironic in your titles. Like if you point something out like Islamic genius, you will not get demonetized.
Islamic genius.
Especially if you follow up with Islamic genius doesn't understand his own book.
Muhammad was a righteous individual.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
No, I try not to do clickbait except for the one I did on G-Man. That was totally clickbait, and I even put on there, clickbait, you decide. But by the way, G-Man has not bothered to respond to it. He said he's not going to respond to it. I was like, really? I think that was...
He said that he's not going to because you're obviously trolling.
Well, clearly I was obviously trolling. And it was nice it said to point out that my Photoshop skills suck. I was already well aware of that. You know.
That was what made it good, though. You know.
I tried, man. I tried.
He doesn't deserve like a well done.
Well, do you guys remember that 30-second rebuttal I had to G-Man one time, and he made like an 8-minute video on it? I totally dissed him and said you're not like worth having a response to, so therefore I'm just going to have a video and talk about something else, and he had an 8-minute video to respond to that. I was like, dude, you get triggered so freaking easily.
Dude, I triggered him last night. Oh, no, yeah, let's move on to Rachel. Let's not talk about G-Man.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Rachel, it's all about Rachel.
What's going to be your first big controversial, like you and another YouTuber? Who are you thinking of?
Oh yeah, who are you going to pick a fight with?
As G-Man.
That's what you got to do. You got to pick a fight with somebody. Come on.
Good, like Jacqueline Glenn, maybe. Or...
I got to tell you, mine was Neffy. Rachel, mine was Neffy early on. Do you remember Nephilim Free? Does that name ring a bell? Oh God, you are noobish.
Oh,
you're so noobish. Yeah. Rachel, we've got so much history.
Does the name Venom Fang X ring a bell?
Is he still around? I thought his channel was deleted or something.
Rachel has so much catching up to do.
I heard that he's working for Answers in Genesis now. Like apparently he's one of the social media people.
No way.
He used to work for the Hovind outfit. Like he was working for Eric Hovind for a while as of 2013, and I don't know what he's doing now. But maybe, yeah, he's still
actually around. You know what? I was probably mistaken. That's probably what I was thinking.
That was like his
could be. Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, I think I heard something like that before. Rachel, I'll tell you what I'll do after this is done. I will send you the link to the Great Debate Wiki that we have. The Great Debate Community Wiki, and you can get up to date on all these different names. And anybody points out a name you don't know, all you got to do is go look them up on the Great Debate Wiki. And we have documented so much history with these people.
Yeah, do some LOL shopping.
Yeah, it's great. Oh my God.
By which you mean I've documented most of the history.
Hey, I've documented a lot in there, but Kevin has done a lot on the Great Debate. But yeah, it's a very wonderful. By the way, I'm making a new one on the Great Debate Community channel. But right now, the one that we have is good enough till we get the other one going. But yeah, we have like documentation of all the old theists that just were complete batshit crazy. And if you haven't heard of them, then God, you're in for a treat.
I gotta say, in Rachel's defense and in my own defense as well, when Nephilim Free and like Venom Fang X and stuff were around, and Thunderfoot was doing his first like debunking of theist type videos, Rachel and I were like in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys were in grade school probably.
I had just graduated high school, and that's when I found the whole community back in 2009.
So what?
You guys are young.
We have somebody that just graduated high school that already has his first peer review paper, people. So, yeah.
Tell Ronnie that.
Do you guys know who that was? Do you know who that was, Tony?
That was the Golden Age.
It's a Pew Review. He sent it to me.
Yeah, I read it too. So, yeah, I mean, age is just a number, you know, except for 18. 18 is important for various reasons.
What was the paper on how to make
No, it was on...
just gotta textual a little bit there, Steve.
Yeah, I gotta qualify that. It was on biofuel and how to make a bioreactor.
It's kind of funny because if you talk to Pew Review, he just seems like an 18-year-old kid, like a little troll. But then he sent me this paper, and I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
He's smart, yeah.
Yeah, he lives like right near me too. He's somewhere here.
Oh yeah.
So Rachel, do you get that too? I mean, let's tell the way it is. I mean, do people kind of underestimate you because they look at you and go, "Oh, who's this like dainty little British chick? Oh, wait, she's actually smart." Do you get that a lot?
What's that supposed to mean,
or
Steve?
Or you can just ignore me on that question, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm straight up. Rachel, can you hear me?
I'm really struggling with sound. Is that my connection?
I think it's... Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Someone's playing a tuba in the background.
I do hear a little tuba. Rachel, you might have to reset. Hit F5 and it should like take you out and back in again. I don't think she can.
I think she's lying. She just didn't want to answer that question. No.
Yeah, because there's nothing on her channel that's controversial, is there? Yeah, I don't think she can hear.
You know what I like about all these YouTube videos is like every time that you have a guest on, they show up somewhere in the video files, like 2 weeks before you have them as a guest, and that's happened a few times now. So YouTube's pretty good at like lumping all these
Yeah, there's a little synergy there. Rachel, you might have to like reset your Hangout. Are you on a win? Hit F5 and it should fix this. F5. It'll take you out and back in again. And she's gone. Okay, good riddance. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. She'll be back. Relax.
She's really good looking. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous.
Now try.
I think she was literally in here for your entire little thing there.
All right, Rachel, can you hear us now?
YouTube message thing is, I
yes.
Hey, Rachel, are you gonna have live hangouts too, or are you gonna start?
All right, hang on. Everybody can't talk at once.
You're talking, chitty chat going on in the background from someone. Who's that?
I think Satan is trying to talk, and I can barely hear him.
When Satan talks, atheists need to listen here. Okay, so go ahead, Satan.
I'm gonna refresh since apparently my audio is coming through bad.
Sound really muffled, like if you're talking up underneath arm fat.
Steve, you can turn him up in control room.
I don't have control room. I'm in a business hangout.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. I can't find this stupid freaking post that I was going to save for this hangout. But literally today, somebody was comparing me to Satan and that I was falling prey to Satan's lies because, of course, I don't agree with Ken Hovind on anything. And as you guys know, I kind of been having Ken Hovind come on to have debates with people. That doesn't mean, obviously, I support him. I think he's a wretched con man fraud, and his secretary knows this, and he knows that I think this way. But this guy was trying to tell me because I don't accept young Earth creationism and I don't accept Ken Hovind as some religious icon dude that Satan has got a hold of me. I'm like, yeah, okay, not believing this, right? That's not an argument you really want to come after me with.
If you look at like Christians who are like knowledgeable, who I don't know, some of them actually read the Bible and understand theology from a more academic standpoint, they look at some of the stuff that Hovind has said, and I've watched a video, actually I think it was on General Han Solo's channel, where they're literally laughing at some of the stuff that he's saying. It's so ridiculous.
It is
in that video. Wait, is that the KJV only thing?
I think so, because he was asking something about the original text and comparing the original text to the KJV, and I think he was trying to exalt the translation over the original fucking like.
Oh yeah, I remember the guy that you're talking about. That was a pretty funny conversation.
I can't remember the guy's name, but it was funny because how do you exalt a translation over the original text? Like that makes no fucking sense.
All right, Rachel, hang on, guys. Let's get back to Rachel real quick because Richard, just quiet time. Richard, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fixed. No, so let me go back to my original question. Do you ever get people underestimating you because you are this dainty little British girl? Do people underestimate the fact that you actually have an education? And I'm being serious here. Do people underestimate you because you do have an education? You are literate. You're intelligent. You're informed. Does that come to be an advantage or disadvantage?
Oh, they definitely underestimated me at first. Like, I had a lot of people turning around and saying, oh, why should I listen to a spoiled little girl, and why should I do this, and why should I do this? And a lot of people, they were like thinking I was like 15 or 16. I was like, no, I'm 24.
See, here's my concern, and this is why I asked. This is why I asked, because my concern is this. Everybody so far has been saying that you seem really sweet, really nice. Give it another year, and that's going to change around here. I'm on YouTube, and I don't know if I want to see that happen, right? I'm just giving you fair warning.
You know, I'm sorry, but I am much longer on YouTube, and they still think I'm sweet. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, you need to work harder at being mean.
Hey, when you have a girly squeaky voice, it is so hard to get people to not like you.
I love your accent. Oh, come on. Your accent is what kind of people know you for.
Wait,
I mean,
it's so what again? Say it again. It's so what?
Squeaky. She has a squeaky voice.
Man, why are there so many like nonsense interludes in between the content? Like we have 1 minute of content, then 5 minutes of nonsense.
Have you been in one of my hangouts before, Richard? Like seriously?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Okay. This is how it goes.
I'm just trying to make dick jokes. That's it. That's the only reason I'm here.
That's eventually all it boils down to is dick jokes at some point, anyways. So let's try to keep it, a little bit more informative. But no, I asked a very serious question because we have seen people come to this community. We have seen people come to the YouTube. And by the way, I think Rachel has actually joined the GDC, if I'm not mistaken. But even if you haven't, this being on YouTube, it has a corrupting influence. People have come here, very nice, very sweet, and even though they're still nice, they have realized that you have to have a little bit of hardness, a little bit of a thick skin. So
it's not even that. I spoke to somebody, I won't say who, but somebody we all know in GDC. They've changed their entire view on humanity just based on what they've seen here, because they form personal relationships and with people a part of this community, and they've shown their true colors. And so it's like, I guess it's jarring to an aspect because they want to see the silver lining in every person when there's just like people are shitty. Like there's no way to get around it. People are shitty.
Well, I don't rate Rachel to change her whole worldview, but can we a year from now can we redress this and come back to it and say, okay, Rachel, have you changed your outlook on humanity at all?
Well, I do think I've kind of not necessarily tried to be a little bit harsher, but ended up being a little bit harsher in a couple of my videos. Like there was one responding to this guy who was like a really fundamentalist Christian, and he was saying like, university's a scam, and his wife was there, like she was like mocking her parents and her family, and she was saying, oh, women should stay at home and women should do this and you shouldn't do this, and it was like, I thought I was quite harsh to them in my video, and like I was like, I'm sorry, I've been a little bit angrier today, I've been a little bit harsher, and everyone was like, no, you're still too nice.
Yeah,
so,
even your harshness is still too nice, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Because I can be harsh when I want to be. It's just, I don't know. I don't really like attacking people personally because I feel like even if some of their ideas are wrong, they probably got something nice about them somewhere.
Wait until you meet Ronnie and G-Man.
Yeah, that doesn't really apply to everybody. We can assure you.
No, she doesn't need to meet Ronnie and G-Man.
Von Helton.
She knows G-Man.
Okay, you shut up
now you crossed the line, bringing up Von Helton.
Hey, Rachel, I have a kind of a marketing question for you. Who would your target audience be? Like, do you make your videos for atheists or for theists or for everyone? Do you like specifically direct it?
I'm not really sure, because when I made my first like atheist video, I had no idea if anyone would even watch it, never mind who would be watching it. But now, I don't know, I kind of hope that I at least have some appeal to non-atheists, if that makes sense, because I'm not just here to mock people who I don't agree with. I actually want to like have a conversation with people and learn from them, and hopefully I can maybe help them understand some things as well. So I don't know, like it's nice having atheists watch me because, you know, everyone likes to be heard by people who agree with them, but at the same time, I like it when people challenge me a bit.
Mm-hmm. Which of your videos would you recommend to someone like me, to a theist? Like, are there any in particular that you would have that would come to mind immediately?
Ooh, what's your view on psychics?
Stupid.
Okay. In that case, I have a great video about debunking psychics.
So you're giving me something I agree with. No. I want something.
Yeah.
I want something
I don't think anybody in this room believes in psychics.
Do it like this. Watch the video of psychics and then take psychic and replace it with God.
Oh no, that would be the stupidest approach I could possibly think of.
She doesn't even have to make a new video. She could just change psychic to God, and she could just put that up upload, right? I have a comment in the live feed that I love this comment. Somebody said, Stephen Bauman said, Rachel, hang knives on your wall but talk sweet. That's the approach you got to take. Hang knives on your wall, look badass but talk sweet. There you go.
Daggers on the wall.
Yeah, get some.
Rachel, what you need to do is when we have hangouts like 3 times a week. We'll send you a link. You join and you start honing your debating skills.
Yeah, well, I have a master list that I'm just now forming people that I will give the link to join out to in that outside instant message. I'll include Rachel and other people too. You don't have to join, but just for people that want it, because we've had instances lately of people sniping and a bombing, so I'm trying to mitigate that. And one of the way I've found to do that is we're no longer putting a link in the Great Debate community, which, by the way, we will have 1,000 people by the end of next month. 1,000 members, pretty good.
Steve, I don't know if the master list is going to work out as well as the Great Debate community, because I mean that's where most of the people come from. Like when I want to share a link, they come from the GDC.
The master list has already been vetted, but the GDC, sometimes we may let somebody slip in that.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that we might not get as many people joining, right?
Oh, I think we will. No, I think we will. The master list is going to have a few hundred or 200 people after some time.
I like that you use the word vetting, and it makes it sound like we're really part of something here.
Yeah, well, it's vetting that I know you're not going to destroy the hangout or snipe people, right? You've already been vetted. Except for Wolf. I don't know what Wolf is, you know, you never know what he's going to do, but I'm just kidding.
Okay, here's the thing though. I'm going to mute the master list. I'm going to mute the master list because I'm getting notifications every second. Everyone else is going to as well, so they're not even going to know. If I post it in the GDC, they'll get a notification if they're
right.
If they're in the
somebody
group.
Might be able to get in the GDC and get that link.
Yeah,
and I don't want to take a chance.
That's why we just watch who's joining and see. Hey, do I know this person? No, not coming.
No, don't do it that way anymore, because we've had.
Well, the good thing
we
about
got sniped the other day.
Rachel,
But anyways, this is not for the.
Rachel,
It's a different hangout discussion.
You can use us for. Well, you can use the people that know stuff for like research for your videos. That's what Paulogia uses everyone in the GDC community.
Yeah, believe it or not, we have smart
really
people in here. We have quite a few dozens and dozens and dozens of people with PhDs, MDs, master's degrees, and just people that even without degrees are just pretty knowledgeable on topics. You'd be surprised at the amount of information you can get from people.
Wait, hold on. I thought our channel didn't have any content. I thought this whole thing was just to
that's the rumor. Yeah. You know, but here's the funny thing. Every time we offer a video on topic of something interesting, like I've been doing math videos on the other channel. I've been doing calculus videos and showing how people do that. When we invite these uneducated clown car posse people that think they know more than the PhDs, none of them have showed up yet. Not one has come to learn. And these people really do think they know more than people with college educations.
Yeah, they don't want to learn. They just want to make sure that.
Well, to give some perspective, like one of these guys doesn't know the difference between DO and DUE, and had someone in the thread who has English as a second language correct him.
That's pretty pathetic.
It's that bad.
Yep. It's sad.
But if I can ask Rachel a question here, hopefully I'm not changing the subject too much, but if I can ask Rachel a question. So I wonder, Rachel, did anybody in your comment section or anything call you really sweet or anything before Hemant Mehta shared one of your videos for the first time? Because that was one of his descriptors, and so he was like, you know, she's super nice, like that was his angle on it. And so I wondered if that just kind of like planted an idea in everybody's head and they're like, oh yeah, she is really sweet, or if people thought that beforehand, you know?
I don't actually remember now. I'm not sure. because that happened like really soon after I started making videos. So I think when he posted that, I only had maybe 800 subscribers, if that. And then suddenly it kind of jumped up to about 3,000 after he posted it. So I'm really not sure.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
How long have you been up? How long have you been out here?
Like a couple of months.
I've got. Look, I don't get it. I've gotten shout outs by the living dinosaur himself, who's one of the mainstay. I've got shout outs to King Crocoduck, and I still don't have the numbers they have. What is wrong with you people? But it's okay. You know what? My channel and the Great Debate community, we're here to make everybody popular. If I'm like trailing behind, writing coattails, so be it. It is the way it is.
Hey, I've actually had the majority of the videos I've made on atheism shared by Hemet Meta, and I'm still about halfway to Rachel's sub. So that's
but I'm not an atheist, so he's not going to share my videos, right? I'm not an activist. My channel's not dedicated to promoting atheism. My channel's devoted to rational discussion. And we do a damn good job.
People aren't as intrigued by rational discussion. I have to say.
That scares people away.
I know. You're right. No, genetically modified skeptic, you are exactly right. Rational discussion does scare people.
Well, then you have to get a controversial topic, but then YouTube will demonetize it. So
that's the other downside, right? Sure. But I mean, I had to stop because of this video, but just before I came on here, I was engaged with a couple people on a thread. Dealing with a controversial topic in the GDC, dealing with atheism and the definition and all this other crap, and it's like those things are not going to get promoted on some atheist channel because I disagree with David Silverman, I disagree with Aaron Raw, I disagree with Matt Dillahunty, but I agree with people like Ozymandias II, right? Or I agree with Alex Malpass, all atheists, but there's two sides of the coin. So my stuff's just not going to be promoted by atheists. I get that. I'm okay with that. But I'm gonna be true to what I believe and what my channel's about.
But what about atheists like T.J. Kirk?
T.J. Kirk is a brilliant marketer. I think he's done exceptionally well. I agree with him on some things, don't agree with him on other things, but I think he's so on target of how to market that he really should make this movie that he's trying to do with Paul. And I've never met TJ. I met Paul once, but
exactly, he knows how to get the controversial aspect of it down.
Yeah. He's brilliant at it. He's absolutely brilliant at it.
Yeah, Paul's a genius when it comes to talking shit.
But I'm waiting for Rachel. Rachel, your next video, if I can give you a suggestion on one of your next videos, you need to see how hard edge you can be. And even if it's over the top, and even if it's a facade, and even if it's supposed to be funny, let's see your hard side. And that's not.
And wear leather, wear like a leather trench coat or something.
Yeah, if you want to wear leather, that's fine. Hey, wasn't my suggestion on that one, okay? So, but just like like a really like Alex Jones type thing or something.
Yes, get crazy. Make sure your face turns red.
Okay, hey guys.
I don't even know how to do that.
Can you imagine Alex Jones in a leather thing?
I've got to get off here, but Rachel, it's good talking to you. I'm going to come on your YouTube and leave comments and destroy your worldview. So I'll see you later.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, Richard, we'll have you and Rachel or someone else engage on a theological type discussion on the other channel.
I wouldn't know if that's even her personality type to do debates. Rachel, would that be something you would do?
Well, it doesn't have to be debates. It's gonna be discussion.
No, I've never. Yeah.
This guy just wants to debate everybody.
Yeah. Wait, he's a contrarian. He'll pick any side he wants.
I literally did not suggest it. Steve did. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I did.
Oh, Steve just wants to moderate debates.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I am just for the lulls. Let's be honest here at this point. I'm just for the lulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was actually criticized, Rachel. My channel was actually criticized by a member of the Clown Car Posse today, in fact, that I'm having really a decent Patreon, and my numbers are going through the roof because I'm providing entertainment and laughs for people. That was their complaint. I'm like, really? That's wow, my God! Somebody on YouTube providing entertainment and actually having Patreon for it. Why would anybody think that?
Sullen, like,
yeah, God forbid.
Beliefs and everything. They're really like sullen, depressing people.
And of all the fucking complaints you level against me, that is definitely not one of them.
How dare you be a capitalist?
Yeah, no shit, right?
Imagine hanging out with Ronnie, like I don't even. What would you even do with them? I mean,
well, I don't have the video editing skills as most people, right? I mean, I only do so much. Like, look at Rachel's videos. She has a lot of content because she puts a lot of thought in her videos, and she relates something. I don't think I could do that style. It just, I don't think people would watch it.
Yeah, I like that makeup tutorial you did. The how to be SJW or what's that?
The one on feminism. That was
awesome.
That was freaking hilarious. And do you want to tell the story on that one? By the way? Rachel, tell the story on that one because I found it interesting, especially the dollar. Because I was like, how the fuck did you get $1?
Oh, the feminism one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That's the first one I saw on it. That's what got me going.
What do you want to know about it?
Everything. I want to know how you thought of it. I don't know what. Steve, what did you ask her?
Oh, you know, how, like one part I noticed she had $1, and I'm like, you're Brit. How the hell do you have $1? She explained to me off air before, but that should be your most popular video. That one needs to go viral.
Thank you. But yeah, no, me and Dan have a bit of a weakness for watching like cringe compilations. And in one of them, we were watching like
Me too.
Yeah, we were watching like this hour-long feminist cringe compilation because we have no life, and we were just like watching it. We were like, people seriously like they believe in this. So I just started making notes about like some of the things that they regularly do, and then just And the ridiculous. This is their thing. But the ridiculous stuff like I was just gonna smear makeup on my face for the bad makeup bit, but then Dan was like, no, do something stupid like pour flour on your face. I was like, oh my god. And yeah, it just
how does it only have 2.3 thousand views? That's underwhelming. That should have like way more than that. That video was really good.
Thank you
guys, go watch her videos. What's wrong with you? Yeah.
I was so terrified to post it. When it went out, I'd scheduled it and then went to the pub with my friend, and we were both just sat there like watching my phone when it went live, and I was like, oh god, what are people gonna think?
Oh, by the way, I gotta point out real quick. Seth, you do know that the live chat's recorded on the video, so if Logic sees that later, just FYI, that he's your bitch.
What did you say?
She's saying that Logic is her bitch.
Fun, and he's probably having more fun than me when he's reading it.
I'm not judging who's the bitch. It's okay. What's I just want you to know that it is on record for posterity that whatever you say in the live chat is being recorded.
No, Logic himself. Logic defines himself as female, yeah, and we're nicely going along because we're like super tolerant, and even though he has like this huge Viking beard, you know, we must be tolerant. And he wears a niqab, so it's obviously female, and so on and so forth. And it makes it so much more fun because everyone knows it's a joke, except everyone has to take it seriously because we know that the SJWs would take it seriously, and it's just so, I love it. I just love it. And I just really, you know, it's like a sponge of juice, and you squeeze it, and you squeeze it. It's, you know, every time
milking
I can
the
say he's my bitch, and he's my chick, and he's making my sandwich in the kitchen. It's just so cool to say.
You've got it made.
I love the way
you know what's funny? We don't, unfortunately, and we should, we don't mock the SJWs and the Great Debate community as much as we should. I don't really talk about Sargon. I don't talk about Anita Sarkeesian. Although, if you actually go to a video on CBS or NBC News or one of those news things, it's one of the most popular videos about Anita Sarkeesian. I still have the highest top-rated comment on that particular video.
But the thing is, if we start talking about them, we get all the fanboys and fangirls on each side over here. You don't want to deal with that. Trust me, you don't.
No, I agree with you, Kevin. That's the downside.
I have to point out something. And that is, I don't care which side you're on, because the thing is, if you talk to some of those, you know, very weird SJW types, at the bottom somewhere, they actually make a point, and they make a clear point that makes actual sense. But then they add all this dogmatic nonsense to it, and it's just like it's
so
way
convoluted
too far.
bullshit. Yeah.
Sure.
And then
I agree with you.
on the other side, those anti-SJWs do exactly the same thing, where they start off saying like, no, this is not right, this is not working, and then some of them just go completely off and crazy again. It's like, can you guys stick to the sane, normal middle pretty?
They really can't. No, they really can't.
We can't have that. We're on the internet. That's
well, Rachel, when Rachel first came into this hangout, one of the first things she said, which I didn't point out, but I'll bring it up now, she said she calls herself a feminist, right? But more of egalitarianism. And I understand that, right? I believe obviously in egalitarianism and equal rights and all that bullshit, but I don't call myself feminist because I'm not a feminist. I don't agree with third, fourth, fifth wave bullshit because I do think they've gone to extremes. But that doesn't mean I'm anti-women or I don't believe in equality. I think men and women have exactly the same amount of rights and they should be equal in all aspects. I don't think one is better than the other. I prefer women myself, but so I mean,
think women are better.
Yeah, I think women are better too. So it's but that doesn't make me a feminist, right? So I don't take the title. But if somebody says, like I know, like Rachel said, she's a feminist. PZ Myers claims to be a feminist. That's fine, but I don't. That title doesn't work for me, right? So it really matters what you actually think rather than just wearing a title or not. Rachel, do you agree, Rachel?
Yeah. Oh, completely, yeah. I actually, I first made a video in response to, you know, the Girl Defined channel. They basically had this, like, anti-feminist video, and I made a response to that. And in it, I just made this passing comment saying, yeah, I'm a feminist, I believe in equality. And then people in my comments went a little bit crazy, like, oh, you're terrible because you're a feminist. And then the other half of people like, you're not even a feminist, you're an egalitarian. So then I made a second video talking about, like, you know, what my beliefs are in regards to, like, equality and stuff. And, you know, basically, I believe in, you know, equality of opportunity rather than equality of outcome, which is something one of my commenters said that I just really like. And yeah, basically, I don't really care if people label me a feminist or an egalitarian or anything else, because you're right, ultimately it's just about what I believe, not what label I put on myself.
Absolutely.
So that's why I think I'm quite...
I love how everything has to have
call
labels
myself
nowadays.
agnostic or atheist or too much
I think
of a
the
label.
most important thing about being an SAW is picking the proper bright pastel color for your hair, and then everything else just kind of comes along. You know?
And how loud you can yell.
Gotta be
else-
pink.
But Girl Defined though, did Jacqueline Glenn just do some videos about her?
Yeah, so
so.
it's these two women, and I actually heard about them through Jacqueline Glenn. She did her first video, and then I made my response to another one of their videos, and it was quite funny because I titled it something like I'm not a feminist because God, and then like a week later Jacqueline Glenn made a response to the same video called I'm not a feminist because Jesus. I was like, she stole my video title. Everyone's gonna think I copied her.
For some reason I cannot get a hold of Jacqueline Glenn. I don't know why. There's a guy in our community named Wayne Fillmore that she's not. I know more popular people, but she did a video against Wayne when back in the day when he was a younger creationist nut jobber. Okay, now he's just an older creationist nut jobber. But no, I mean he's a theistic evolutionist. But yeah, no, she did. She has a video called something like Crazy Theist something, or I don't know what the hell it's called. But it was Wayne. It was Wayne on it. And Wayne's a good friend of ours, and I actually debated Wayne on Mac Revolution. He lost spectacularly, and actually left Young Earth Creationism. He actually denounced it, left the whole thing, and said, "Yeah, Ken Hovind."
That's one of the only Waynes that I've ever heard of.
No, I've had more. But he now thinks back to that video and realized how idiotic he sounded, and he wants to talk to Jacqueline and apologize for that video. But I don't know how to get a hold of her. I tried through Twitter and other things, and I know she's inundated, but it was just kind of a shame because I think it's only fair that she made a video about him back in the day when he was batshit. Now he's just less.
It'd be a good follow-up.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, if
I
maybe
love the
you
video
can.
where her and her boyfriend, put on those blonde wigs, and we're just like Valley Girl talking shit about those two girls. That was great.
They are funny. Yeah,
What's his name? What's
social
his name?
response.
The social something.
Social repose. My girlfriend
Yes.
is a big fan of him, and she watches Jacqueline Glenn mostly because she likes the drama that they get into with Onishian, who I'm sure you all know about.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of Negative Nation?
But I got I got to tell you that.
Negative Nation is awesome.
Social Repose has a brilliant voice. I will give him that. Just his voice is melodic. He sings. They both sing, but Social Repose, he's really a brilliant singer, to say the least.
Oh yeah, he is a good singer. Yeah.
Very
I like
great.
that video he did with Jacqueline Glenn too. The one where they had the white side and the black side, and
that was really good.
Hey, Rachel, that's what you can do. You and Issa can do like a acapella type of song or something on atheism.
Oh God, I can't sing to save my life.
But everybody loves both your accents, so give it a shot.
I'm sorry, but you won't get me to sing because everyone will think that the Russians are invading.
The Cold War has started again.
What's going on? Sing Corn on Blondes. You sound good singing "What's Up."
Yeah, what's up? That'd be awesome, actually. You're gonna get like 4 million hits off that shit.
Yeah.
I swear, I have the worst singing voice in the world. Like, I cannot hold a tune at all.
You're British. It doesn't matter.
I guarantee someone's worse than you.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, right here.
Here's the truth. To an American,
I love going to karaoke.
To an American, somebody with a British accent already adds like 30 IQ points. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're talking about. It doesn't matter. You can be talking about cat poop. It doesn't matter. You sound brilliant when you have a British accent. It's true.
You mean like me, Steve?
Not so much.
Hey, what's up, General?
I actually wonder a lot of the time if I had a different voice, if people would think of me any differently. Because
no,
I
you need
just,
to age more. You look like you're 12.
Fun. Yeah, see, that's I don't know if people watch me more because I look like I'm 12, or if they watch me less because I look like I'm 12.
Dude, you talk about your wife and people go, "Oh, this little kid thinks he's married. How cute."
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm sure you have a lot of preachers following you.
But I thought of I wonder what would happen if I would have started off just doing a British accent the entire time.
Well, if it's Cockney, then it doesn't really help.
We used to go when we'd go out to the bar one night. We'd pick an accent and we'd have to do it all night. You guys ever do that?
GMS, can you do a British
Tonight
accent?
We're going British.
Why would you want me to do that?
Oh, there you go.
That's pretty
good. That's not bad. See, it worked for Cosmic Skeptic. Oh wait, he actually is
does,
British.
and I wonder if that would ever work with me. I don't know. Like I used to practice accents a lot. I actually do like character impressions and stuff like that. But so I always wondered if I did something like that, or if I just went totally ethnic, like otherwise, I don't know. If I did some kind of like Southern or like Eastern European type thing, if people would think differently of it or something. So
you should do a whole video where you come out as being secretly English.
I totally agree with that.
And just talk in the accent the whole time.
That would be fantastic.
And you know what? You should get Cosmic Skeptic to come on and do an American accent. By the way, I am not done with Cosmic Skeptic yet. He owes me a discussion on something. Him and Steve from Rationality Rules. We're not done with what we were discussing before. I haven't finished with Cosmic Skeptic.
They owe you a discussion. Well, they can discuss your sexual preference.
Well, I didn't know that was really that much of a topic.
He's fluid.
I'm gender fluid. No, I'm definitely not. I'm not G-man.
I'm gender binary neutral. I'm a nuave.
I don't even know what half that shit means, to be honest with you. I don't know that, you know.
I don't either.
So
that girl looks like a seal when she's just completely shaved.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what cisgender was until like I jumped into Nadia's channel.
Me either.
No clue.
I was like, "What's cis? Is that like?"
I knew what cis meant from biology and chemistry. I didn't know what cisgender meant though. Then I found out like, okay, you're normal, Steve. And then it's like, wait, there's no such thing as normality, Steve.
Normal, yeah.
But no, you're not normal because there's no such thing as normality. So I mean, what the hell am I?
Hey, as somebody who studied human sexuality up to the master's level, I have to say that I would say it seems like most skeptic YouTubers actually don't recognize certain terms like cisgender that are actually used in academia, like legitimate academia. But like SJWs don't realize what they use those terms, but they don't actually know what those terms mean.
Well, it's only relevant to mention in a certain context. It's not like some of the SJWs will use it to describe anyone who's not trans all the time, and that's just that's why people laugh at it.
Right, exactly.
So it has a purpose, but like use it for that purpose. Don't use it as a cudgel to beat people.
Yeah, when you're describing the actual group.
I thought cisgender, okay, for example, cisgender being like myself is that I'm male and I identify with being male.
And you were born male and you still identify
I am
that
born
way.
male, still male. I like being male.
And you're attracted to women. How
I am
dare you?
attracted to women. I know, God forbid.
It has nothing to do with sexual orientation.
No. That's what I thought too. Cisgender just means identify as a male. I could be gay and still be cisgender, right?
That would be interesting.
See, this stuff is all confusing. Rachel, you need to do a video on that too.
It doesn't have to be that confusing. I don't get why they do that.
No, it's actually kind of not. I think you guys pointed out that SJW is kind of used as a cudgel though, and they kind of use it to beat people over the head with these terms. And if you don't agree with them, they get very boisterous, very belligerent, very mercurial, very quickly.
They set up a safe space really quick. They have like portable safe spaces.
Yeah, but you get it from all sides, right? I mean, look if you're an atheist, cisgender, or cis whatever, but you get it from the theist side, you get it from the SJW side. No matter what position you take, you're going to get flack from some other side. Let's be realistic here. I'm an agnostic, and I get flack from everybody, so fuck you.
I think Buddhism's the only one that you're pretty much safe, or just being Swiss.
Yeah, well, you would think that agnosticism would be the Swiss position, but that's not exactly how it works.
Yeah.
No, you must pick a side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm watching Hannah go at it on a thread. Hannah Zubi is the other agnostic of the group, but she's a Huxleyan agnostic. I'm only a temporal agnostic, and man, I'm telling you, the shit she gets, and she got so jaded. She used to be just like Rachel here, very sweet, coming to the community. She got so jaded, she actually started dating Red's Rhetoric. I mean, how jaded can you be? I know. I mean, come on.
You gotta be desperate for that.
You gotta be desperate for that. No, I'm kidding. I love Reds.
Is he really as ugly as he says?
No.
I'm so intrigued to know.
No.
I have pictures. Do you want me to send
I
you
know
one?
exactly what it looks like. No, it's a running joke. But Rachel,
he's quite attractive, if I do say so myself.
He's okay. He's a beanpole. He's like 6'6".
But he has recently, between the first trip to New York that we took and the second, he put on a lot of muscle.
Did he? Oh, I've been putting on some muscle. I've been working out. So, but Rachel. So, anyways, we won't keep this open too much longer. It's already been 90 minutes. I'm good to go for at least another half hour, or end it anytime you want. I don't want to tie up too much of your time. But so far, what do you think of the Great Debate community? This is only a fraction. Again, we have 1,000 members. We talk about all kinds of different subjects. They get varied from cosmological arguments, ontological arguments, you name it, we talk about it, or some people do. There's certain arguments I don't really care to talk about, like this whole four-door coextensive properties of...
She's running away.
But, well, I mean, it's just like atheism, theism, though. I mean, those are topics. Richard wants to talk to you about why you're an atheist, and you could talk to him about why you're a theist. I mean, what do you think?
No,
you're going to be back to have a conversation like that one of these days?
Oh, definitely. I'm really excited by it because, like I say, I've always had an interest in, like social issues and religion and things like that. And my education is in both biology and business, which are pretty different fields. But like I say, I've never really looked too in depth into things like philosophy or theology or whatever. So being able to talk to people who actually and can...
You didn't have to take philosophy of science?
It's pretty excellent. No.
Nobody understands philosophy. Everybody just tries.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, dude, I was the most philosophically naive person in the world 3 years ago. I was the most philosophically naive person in the world 3 years ago. I was the Aaron Ra of philosophy because he sucks at philosophy. It was bad.
You have to take a lot of acid or mushrooms to enjoy.
It was bad, but you know what? I learned, and I listened to people that were educated. I listened to people that I respect, like Ozzy. May not always agree with him on a few things, but most part I do. But I at least respect everything he says. People like Alex Malpass, people like Frank. What's his last name? Lovely. What's Frank's last name? You guys remember?
We'll just say Lovey.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna stick.
But I mean, even people like Kevin. Kevin knows quite a bit about these topics. He doesn't.
And Darwin's deity. Oh wait, no.
Oh well, no. I did learn a lot from Darwin's. I learned how not to have an actual conversation. I learned how not to learn philosophy.
And you also learned. Oh, you also learned how not to run a hangout. Letting him be the moderator.
Yeah.
Again, Rachel, you don't
find out that your life isn't that bad. You're not that bad.
Rachel, I got to ask you, Rachel. Okay, first of all, you don't know who Darwin's deity is, I assume, right?
No.
Okay, she's in for a whole new world. I'm telling you.
Philosopher.
Yeah, he's a philosopher.
Oh, we should have a hangout, and we should go and like show a couple of videos. I want to see the reaction.
Well, hang on. I got to ask her.
Just
have you ran across well, they're all annoying, but an exceptionally annoying presuppositionist before? Have you ever gone against presuppositionism?
Who's that, sir?
Presuppositionalist, like Cy Ten Bruggencate, that kind of... I don't know if you're familiar with him, but...
Have you ever seen that kind of argument? Oh God, really?
I don't know.
A presuppositionalist argument, they basically, like, for example, do you know who Eric Hovind is?
Eric Hovind?
Yes. He's Kent Hovind's son?
That'd be Kent's kid.
That's the OG Kent Hovind's son.
Oh, you got all kinds of stuff to watch, yeah.
Don't ruin them.
Yeah, no, just send me links.
Long story short, we'll get to the links. But long story short, the presupposition argument basically goes like this. You can't know anything unless you know God. Because God is the only one that knows everything. Without having the ultimate source of knowledge, you cannot know anything. therefore you know nothing. That's kind of the gist of the precept argument.
Yeah, it's like playing tag with someone, and once you tag them, you say, "Oh, now you can never tag me back."
You're better off throughout the day taking a drill with a 1/4-inch bit and drilling a hole into your ear. That's pretty much what you're going to get out of the conversation with a presuppositionalist.
Yeah, no one wins. It's just butting your head against an idiot.
The whole argument when Saiten Bruggencate, who's this Canadian apologist, sort of came out with and refined it, because it goes back to like the 70s, but about 5 years ago.
Not even that. Not even that. It goes back to like the 1990s with
Bonson, yeah, but
not Bonson, but it's I forget his name. It's Bonson's
Oh, you're talking Van Til.
Van Til,
yes.
My point is, when Bruggencate started promoting this and he hooked up with Eric Hovind to spread it around, this sort of corner of the internet, of the atheist community on Google Plus, became really obsessed with it, mainly because, well, we've heard the same apologetics, the same arguments over and over again, and this was something new. And most people knew it was bullshit, but we didn't really know how to argue against it. So, like, it's sort of, for 2 years, precept around, like, 2013 to 14, all we heard about was precept. And now it's really dead. It's a dead horse. It's been
well, but you got to admit, Kevin,
destroyed.
because of that precept, I guarantee it, more people had to learn philosophy than they would have ever been exposed to.
It required philosophy.
Because I actually studied philosophy.
Is one of the few people that... Darwin's deity is one of the few people that sort of drags that corpse out and tries to beat people up
every day.
But see, I would go and I'd read about these things, and I want to learn how to argue precept as well. But then I went further, and I actually was reading and studying SEP, Stanford's Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and other things. I wanted to learn some stuff about philosophy, not to the level of most of people, not by any means, but at least where I can have a conversation. And I finally reached that point. Then I realized I still know what the fuck I'm talking about, which is okay. It's philosophy. Who cares?
Do you remember who took down Bruggencate? The first really good takedown.
Yeah, that was Matt Dillahunty.
No, FSX.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember him.
Yeah, he was like, "I think I just beat you, didn't I?"
So, Rachel, what kind of questions you got for us? What do you want to know about the GDC now that you're going to be an official member and you're going to be hanging out with people and getting engaged and with conversation and hopefully get ideas for videos? Because again, the part of this channel is to raise people up.
The first thing you should ask him is how to mute every one of them so that you can actually get to talk, because they ask you all these questions and then they don't get to talk. Okay, guys, I have to go because the little hair raiser just woke up. Have fun. Have a good chat.
No, don't leave.
All right, it's a pleasure having you in. What we're gonna have?
We'll see us all in hell once you die. Bye bye.
Bye.
Nice to talk to you.
We'll have you as a special guest later on. All right, fair enough. Everybody mute. Come on. Let's let Rachel kind of get in here a little bit. Kind of cram for space here. So go ahead, Rachel.
I feel like I'm put on the spot here. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this might be a bit of a silly question, but like I'm not really used to kind of like debating people and like face to face anyway. I went to a pretty crappy school that never really taught us how to do anything like that. So yeah, I guess what advice would you have for someone like me who's still a beginner?
First thing, learn about something called the null hypothesis. Okay?
Oh yeah, I know that, yeah.
All right, so if you can keep that in mind no matter what subject you're on, the moment somebody brings in a new term, the moment somebody makes an association between new terms, you ask them to define the term they're using and verify the connection they're making. And you just go through it methodically. And that's essentially what you need to know.
And repetition too, like every time you see a link pop up for a hangout, jump in for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
And by the way, before I forget, Kev, we're going to have to make a wiki link for her. This FYI.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I can page.
He's our wiki.
Someone else will probably have to write it up, but
yeah, we have.
So lucky you're getting wikied.
We have kind of like very very simple rule that if you want a wiki page, you get a wiki page, but you can't write your own, and it has to be only like 90% true.
Okay.
It's for comedic purposes. Basically, we satire the shit out of people. So yeah, but it's all for fun. It's all for fun. But you can't write your own page. So
yeah, you gotta humiliate yourself.
Except only one person's ever wrote it on his own page, and that would be the intelligent Mr. Intelligent Design.
There's two, Mr. Intelligent Design and the H.E. Wicks, who we're not going to talk about.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But those would be the two that would do that.
The reason being is
H.E. Wicks does not have.
I could never in my life be as creative as Mr. Intelligent Design is with his own bullshit. Right, so it made sense for him to actually make his own page because it literally like somebody else wrote it because it was like he doesn't believe this. There's no possible way he believes this. Oh yes, everything on that page.
Magic.
He believes. This guy actually believes that he has basically refuted theory of evolution. He has actually refuted every scientist on Earth, and that he has developed this new type of intelligence called the New ID that basically is going to be revolutionary. He's wrote 6 books on this, sold 4 copies total. It is the most batshit lunacy.
More like a pamphlet.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pamphlet. But
I gotta check this guy out.
Oh, you haven't? Wolf, you haven't seen Mr. Intelligent Design? Are you kidding me?
Oh,
no! He might become a new part of the show.
He's also a Japanese guy, and English is like his 3rd language, and that does not help in trying to understand.
But it doesn't really make that much of a difference. He speaks fluent English, but he's just batshit. Wolf, let me do this to Rachel to Wolf here. He's one half of the Geek Room, soon to be 1/3 because I'm going to be on his channel more often, hopefully. But I've been a guest on his channel. It's great. I love it. But they basically rip on videos, kind of like the Drunken Peasants. And if you really want to get to know...
Use a little thing called fair use.
Yeah, if you want to get to know some of these really popular YouTubers that talk mad shit and have them just be destroyed, watch the Geek Room, because they put on Von Helden and G-Man and Nephilim Free and all the people we just love to destroy. Because that's what I like to do. I like to destroy idiots and Clown Car Posse people. It's fun. I find it entertaining. And if I find it entertaining and other people find it entertaining, that's okay with me. Drag's the same way. He's in it full of walls. We're not going to lie. But we do have
stay away from Von Helden. That would just completely ruin her. Okay.
But we do have science content. I have some biology videos and I have some calculus videos. But for example, you're a biologist, right? For the most part, you're a background in biology. Do you want to give your actual?
Yeah.
I don't want to dox you, but do you want to give your academic background if you want? Or just say you're smart?
So I initially went to uni to study biomedical science, and I was thinking of potentially going on to postgrad medicine, but after a year I changed course to business. So I do have a Bachelor of Science, but it's in business management. But I did take some external modules in neuroscience and psychology as part of my degree. So I kind of have like about a year and a half of degree level biology, if that makes any sense.
It does, absolutely. Well, we have people in our community that have no formal education in biology, and they think they know more than PhDs like Dr. Fiona Robertson, Dr. Fuzz Ronald Rana, and PZ Myers. So it's kind of weird, right?
It's amazing.
The arrogance of these people.
Yeah, it's really weird. Even when they get told they're wrong, they dig their heels in.
Well, even myself, that hasn't had biology in 25 years in college, do you remember the electron transport chain? Do you remember what that is in the cell? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a person. Well, we have somebody in the community who thinks that's magic, right? That God designed the ETC and ATP synthase is all intelligent design. His arguments are horrible, wretchedly freaking bad. They're a fallacy. If you name it, throw a word in there, they're that type of fallacy. Well, I had a debate with this guy and actually showed him why the ATP synthase wasn't like a turbine. I've actually corrected him on how the ETC actually works. He misstated. He basically was saying that oxygen gets oxidized. And it's like, no, oxygen is an oxidizer. Leo goes grr, oil rig, right? Well, the funniest part of this, Rachel, is this guy had actually said that if people knew his actual academics, they would be too afraid to talk to him. Come to find out, he's never even he went to college for like a day. He said biochemistry was too easy, so he dropped out. Now, let me ask you, Rachel, have you ever heard, and I'm being serious here, and I asked the live audience too, we've all had some education. Has anybody ever said in college those words, that biochemistry was too easy? Because I know PhDs with biochemistry.
Schizophrenic.
That has never been uttered by any biochemist student at any time.
Steve, the best thing about that debate was when he said he didn't debate you because he was tuning his guitar.
Because
he didn't go to this debate.
He
And then
wanted
he
this
uses
debate for a
excuse saying that he
year.
was tuning his guitar, and it took him an hour and a half to tune a fucking guitar. And
A year. I'll send you the debate, Rachel. I'll send you the debate. A year he wanted this debate.
I'd like to see that.
This was not even my best one. My better one, I think, I did with Wayne Filmer, because Wayne Filmer came back 2 hours later and said, "You're right, Steve. Mac Revolution does exist. I was wrong." And then a month later, he's no longer your creation. That's a win, right?
Yeah.
But
it's a shame you had to waste it on Ronnie.
But Ronnie left right before the Q&A. I mean, in fact, General, you were moderating this. You want to elaborate with Rachel just for a second? That Ronnie literally left before the Q&A because I don't want to do this any longer because he was getting his ass handed to him. Or General, you can be quiet.
He had to tune Stairway to Heaven. He had to get his guitar ready for his concert.
Yeah.
He was gonna proselytize.
So I was about to kind of like jump to these people's defense and say like, oh, you know, education doesn't equal intelligence, and just because someone hasn't had a formal education doesn't mean they're smart. But then you say stuff like this, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe you're right.
Oh, I agree. No, I mean, I did. Rachel, I'm the first person to admit I did not finish my degree. I have over 120 some odd credits, which is in America a bachelor's equivalency. But I did graduate from nuclear power school in the Navy. I went to Knowles Nuclear Power Laboratories. I qualified reactor supervisor on 2 types of reactor cores. I'm not at least an idiot, but I agree with you. Formal education means shit if you know what the hell you're talking about. These guys do not. He actually said the other day.
Wikipedia warriors.
He actually said, this is what he said. This is what he said. I shit you not. And he was right on this. This is the sad part. But he said, well, in evolution, you know, we've seen no evidence of a beak turning into ATP synthase. Wrap your mind around that one. Take your time. Take your time. Look at this. Look at this look. I'm actually going to show her. Here's Rachel's look. This is dumb fuckery. What happens when it goes into somebody who knows what they're talking about's brain and just goes, I'm completely confused here how that would even work.
Yes.
But that's what he was arguing.
How about the birds flying? Was that Antonio? Who was that?
That was Arcane Logos.
Arcane Logos.
Birds fly by expelling a jet of air out their backside.
They call it fart propulsion. Yeah.
Yes.
So they fart, basically.
Rectal propulsion.
There you go.
We cannot make this shit up. These are true stories. These are what people in our community have actually believed before, or tangential to our community.
In reality, they should be to a doctor. They need help, like really. But the lulz are too good. I don't want them to get help.
We're gonna give her content for years to come now.
Oh, she's gonna learn so much.
The koala ballistics theory?
Oh, that's a good one too. Do you know that one, Rachel?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the process of I'm trying to a scene in the movie Lilo and Stitch to make a meme out of koala ballistics theory.
Do you know what that is, Rachel? Have you heard of that one?
What is that?
Jim, explain to her the brilliancy of koala ballistic theory.
Okay, oh god. So
this is true shit.
After the flood, all of the continents were all broken up and all that good stuff.
Oh no, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So just I guess for the people watching here, basically there's no evidence that koalas or kangaroos or any marsupials that are in Australia ever migrated from Mount Ararat or whatever down to Australia. And to rebut that, creationists say, well, there were a lot of volcanoes around the Ararat area.
Oh no!
And I suppose that the koalas were, just minding their own business, doing their thing, trying to find eucalyptus in Turkey, and got shot all the way to Australia.
Gentle explosion. Took Mount Vesuvius.
That lunar Bukkake theory.
I was about to mention
I don't want to go there. No, she's too sweet for that. I'm not going to tell her about lunar Bukkake theory.
Anyways, the craters.
We'll do that off air. Oh, that was just as bad. But yeah, koala ballistic theory that they got blown up by volcanoes and somehow went through the stratosphere all safe and sound and landed nice and gently in Australia.
Who's the one?
I can believe it. It seems realistic.
Yeah, totally. Physics.
Wasn't this like a parody argument made by like a joke that was done by somebody and someone?
Don't think so.
It all sounds like a joke.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference.
No. Like legitimately, like I was watching a video of someone of responding to Thunderfoot, and apparently the source of this this entire thing, it's not from like Ken Ham himself. It's actually from from Conservapedia. That they got this wrong, and it was actually they misaccredited Ken Ham.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Conservapedia, because we know that's a trustworthy source. Yeah, and you know, AIG just recently they actually promoted a news source that was straight out of not the Onion, but the other one, the World's News Daily, whatever. There's two out there that do satire. Yeah. There's the Onion and there's the World News Net Daily, and they actually took something right off of there, thinking that it was legit, and put it on AIG. That's oh, I can't remember what it actually was. I think it had to do with was it Mitochondrial Eve maybe, or something.
Yeah,
but
that's like going to the Enquirer and getting your information from the Enquirer.
They have no fact checking whatsoever, right? They don't give a shit. So
you know, they have to outsource fact checking. Most news places do.
Rachel's still thinking, yeah, there isn't an evidence of a beak evolving to ATP synthase. I agree with them, but how would that even work? She's still thinking about that. See?
I know. The two don't even. They're not even related.
Okay, I hate to do this. Drag, you're going to hate me for the rest of your life, but I've got to ask the question.
I'm going to go piss.
Okay. You smart man. The question. Okay, ready for this? Rachel, I want you to take a deep breath, okay? And I'm going to ask it precisely because I don't want the person to say that I've misquoted them again. I've asked this to biochemists, many of them. Okay. Have you ever worked with DNA? Do you know what DNA is?
Yeah.
Okay. When DNA goes into solution, does it fall apart like tissue paper? Does it break apart into its nucleotide sequences, fall apart? Does it disintegrate, and to the point where it just, individual nucleotides, and then when you move the water, it magically comes together and reconstructs itself, so you can do a PCR reaction? Is that how it works?
Wait, what?
Just say no.
Just say no. Well, no. Wait. I know. She's trying to wrap her head around this. When DNA goes in solution, okay, it dissolves. Would you agree?
Yeah. Well, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so it goes in solution, it dissolves. This person claimed that when it dissolves, it actually degrades and breaks apart. So all its nucleotide sequencing falls apart. All the glycosidic bonds fall apart. The hydrogen bonds fall apart. The phosphodiester bonds fall apart. You name it, he tells you the bond fall apart.
That means when we go swimming, we just turn into soup,
Thank you!
Yeah, we're 7.
Thank you! See, was that difficult?
I mean, does that not happen to you guys?
Was this another Ronnie story?
Yes.
You're definitely Steve's favorite now.
Yes.
Wait, was this the DNA degrades in water? Is this the DNA degrades?
Yes, this is the DNA degraded in water.
That's what it is. Steve has to bring it up every time we talk about Ronnie with a new person.
Yes, well, somebody who knows a little bit of biology. Yeah, she's right. We would freaking be soup sandwich. We'd fall apart. We'd just be like a puddle.
Yeah, but did you guys know that, like, the oceans are actually just, like, it all started as a small puddle, and then just little kids went swimming in it and just melted, and now we got the ocean?
That's how.
Like, that is actually a fact.
It's really just
kids
like,
and pee.
No, it's kids pee. Yep.
The ocean is a bunch of kids' pee. Well, it's full of pee. That's for damn sure. But yeah, this is what we deal with. Oh, here's another one. You've heard of the pi before. You know what pi is in mathematics, I would assume, correct?
Oh god.
It's in like 3.14, yeah.
Yeah, okay, 3.14. So
you mean like 3.14?
3.141592653589799 yeah, whatever. I had it memorized at 20th decimal place. But anyways, so pi is a ratio, right? So it doesn't really matter what units you use; they cancel out. He believes that pi changes the value of pi, the 3.14159265359, whatever. He believes that changes depending on what system of measurement you use.
Based on what unit? It's not a unit; it's a number.
Huh? So wrap your head around that. So if I measure,
I think you were breaking up.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah, you were breaking up, Steve.
You might need to repeat that, Steve. I think you were breaking up.
What he believes is that if you measure the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, it depends on what units of measurement you use to determine the value of pi, which will change depending upon what units of measurement you use. He is mathematically inept.
Huh? I'm not understanding this.
No, I don't.
Nobody
think
has understood it. That's the problem.
What he did was he copied Jason Lyle Answers in Genesis blog in responding to the so-called wrong pi value given in the Bible, and he misunderstood Jason Lyle and thought that the actual pi value was 0.95, not 3.14.
Oh God, I don't even remember that. Did he?
That would really
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that part. Oh,
no,
man.
I saw that video again recently, and that's what he was
Rachel,
implying.
see, but I can tell right now, Rachel's actually feeling sympathy for these people. I can tell right now she actually feels sorry.
Well,
She's gonna cry for these people.
We've been trying to help them.
In a nutshell, he basically doesn't realize that pi is the ratio of the circumference length relative to the diameter in an equation. So.
It's so sad, I know. And this guy claims to have more education than anybody in our community. He's the one that actually said biochemistry is too easy, yet he doesn't know what oxygen does in the ETC cycle, or in the ETC. He didn't understand. What was the other thing? Oh my God! It was
bird beaks become ATP synthase.
Yeah, we can't figure that one out.
That's great.
ATP synthase is powered by farts.
Synthase.
Yeah,
he thinks that they actually look like motors in there. Like in reality, they really don't.
Well, but they are okay. I have conceded. Well, hang on, Tony. I've conceded that the ATP synthase can be compared to a rotary engine, a Winkle engine, right? I've conceded the overall analogy is relatively sound. However, the analogy to a turbine, I completely disagree with, because a turbine converts fluid energy into rotational energy.
So is that what he was talking about with the turbine? Because when I made my reaction video to that, I had no idea what the hell he was getting at with the turbine.
Yes, because he's trying to call ATP synthase a turbine because some people colloquially do, but the problem is a turbine, as we understand it, will always convert fluid energy, like steam, into rotational mechanical energy, right? There's none of that going on. It's a proton gradient for the ATP synthase. That's the driving motive force.
It's getting gear and
so it's not a turbine. If he wants to relate it to a rotary motor, I'm okay with that. But again, it's just a freaking analogy. It's it.
I just don't like giving that to him because then he gets a score in his god there, even though it doesn't fit. Though,
yeah, but I mean, there are papers out there that do actually show the there's three conformational changes that take place in the ATP synthase, right? You have the loose, the what is it? The loose. What is it? There's one where you can combine the ADP with the inorganic phosphate. The one where they release it, and there's 3 stages of that in the AB hexamer. So that relates to the 3 stages in a rotary engine, and I get that. Right? I think that's a fine analogy as a learning analogy. But that's it. That's where the analogy stops. It doesn't take a designer, like a god, to make ATP synthase.
Yeah.
I think it can be difficult sometimes if you're only, say, like reading things from a book and not having them explained to you. Because if you look at certain diagrams, or if you're learning them online and they're kind of badly drawn diagrams, it can be easy to take things literally and say, this is literally what it looks like. And you know, in your head, assume it's kind of like a turbine. But if you don't understand the actual process that's happening, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you're saying if you don't understand the basics, then you get confused really easy, like these people do.
Yeah. Like, if you're just kind of taking it at face value and saying, oh, well, this diagram looks a bit like a turbine, and I think maybe it works like a turbine, it's easy to go ahead and say, oh, well, I understand this, and it's like a turbine. But if no one's actually sat down and explained to you how it works, if you don't understand the actual steps, then, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, then the synonyms take over. So turbine means the same no matter what.
Yeah, and that word is reserved for something very specifically in physics, though. A turbine is a very... I mean, I worked with turbines. That's what I did in the Navy. I took them apart. I fiddled with them. But there's a very specific meaning, right? And it has to be a fluid into mechanical rotational energy. That's what a turbine does. And again, if you have a motive force that's just because of a proton gradient, that's not a fluid dynamic going on there. It's just not.
That really makes you mad. I know every time we talk about it, you get so pissed off.
Yeah, because it's the one thing I went to school for in the Navy was learn how to understand turbine theory and
when you do something that you're passionate about and you know about, and then someone shits
I know nothing about half the shit you guys talk about, but the one thing I did take that probably nobody else did was turbine theory. So I have one up on people. Let me enjoy it. Okay, I get nothing else out of my life.
Oh, you gotta hang out with us.
I do, and that's awesome. And I do appreciate that. And by the way, we will be wrapping this up soon because I try to keep it under 2 hours. If there wants to be an after show, so
this was a good hangout.
That's what she said.
That's what we needed. Good job.
But it is getting late.
Hey, before any of us wrap up, I have a question for Rachel, if I can.
Yes, yes. But remember, she's over in Britain time, so you know she's passing out probably by now.
It's alright. I've got some caffeine. I can keep going.
Well, I'll just have my last question, and I gotta go anyway. But so, where do you feel like your channel will go, or where would you like it to go
Straight to hell!
As it progresses? I mean, would you like to stick with the kind of like debunking vlog style videos that you do, or would you like to branch out and potentially do like speaking or writing or something like that?
I'm liking the videos at the minute. I've no kind of ambitions to be some big academic because that's just not really my style. I like the vlogs and the videos because it's interacting with real people and lots of different people as well. Like it's not just like I'm from a very weird background, so my hometown is a pretty kind of like tiny little village in South Yorkshire, and people don't really do anything there other than go on to like work in shops, and people barely pass their GCSEs. Whereas my university that I went to was like really kind of one of the top universities in the country, and everyone was really like, they went to private schools, and you know I was the exception. And you know people are really, really smart there. So I'm from kind of two very different kind of backgrounds in that respect. And what I like about YouTube is that it kind of brings everyone from both those backgrounds and everywhere in between together. And I've no kind of ambitions to go and just talk to academics or just talk to regular people. I like being able to interact with everyone. And that's kind of what I want to keep on doing. And I want to take the science and, you know, when I learn about philosophy, I want to be able to take that and take the theology and the history and everything and apply it to our kind of lives in society now and how it actually affects real people. That's what I like to look at, and that's what I like to talk about. And yeah, hopefully that's what I'll keep doing.
All right, nice. Well, I think people enjoy it, including myself, so keep it up.
I do as well. That's why I wanted to have her featured on here. And, you know, I think that the Great Debate community is going to add a lot to your content and yours to ours. I think there's a kind of a symbiotic thing. That's what we kind of do with all the people that we kind of bring into the Great Debate community and their various YouTube channels. It's a growing thing. We've gotten a lot of great people in the community so far. I mean, obviously having people like R and Hugh Ross. Hugh Ross is going to be on. You know who Dr. Hugh Ross is? He's an astrophysicist. He's going to be on in a few weeks.
I know a lot of people by like face rather than by name.
You know PZ Myers?
Again, I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're so lucky. You get to like find all these people out.
Steve, this just shows how innocent Rachel is.
I know. We're going to so corrupt her. It doesn't matter. She's going to be on YouTube. It doesn't matter if we corrupt her or not. She's on YouTube now. She's done.
You need more of those comedies, though. More of those the comedy videos.
And to be honest, I think to keep her sanity, I think she should remain innocent like this because the insanity out there is just ridiculous.
Like anything from Von Helton. Like anything from Von Helton. I've been near Von Helton.
I like watching the downslide of innocent people into corrupt forms. It's kind of like a thing. It happened to Hannah. It happened to remember Nev, if you remember her. It happened to a few people, so it's okay. It's okay.
Happened to Jackie, that's for sure.
Happened to Jackie,
I probably was partially responsible for that.
Bikini tutorials are really good too.
What was that, sir?
I was talking to you, Steve.
You want me to do a bikini tutorial?
Are good also.
Yeah, I'll do that on the next GDC hangout. I'll show you guys how to properly form-fit a bikini. By the way, that's not even a joke because I worked at Kohl's for 6 years and I was in charge of the women's department and the kids department, and so I do understand. You know,
you're not helping out this whole.
I sold bras at one time. Okay, what do you want from me? Okay. By the way, it's not as luxurious as you think. Watching 80-year-old women, you know, is this my size? It's
I have a stoma.
You know, can you help me with this, hey? But anyways, yeah. Oh my gout. So, anyways, let's wrap this up. People are like in the live feed. Rachel needs a rum and coke night. We won't expose her to a rum and coke night for a while. That's where we just go around fucking with flat earthers, and I can't drink for a while because I'm on a diet. But, anyways, let's wrap this up because it is late. I want to get this in 2 hours. Any last words? Rachel, go ahead and take it away. Promote your channel. And I hope, by the way, maybe you can put a shout out to the Great Debate community as well when you get a chance. That's cool. You don't have to, but
sorry, what was that?
I said maybe you can put a shout out to the Great Debate community and my channel when you get a chance. If you want, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I will be doing. I'll probably talk about this in tomorrow's video and like put links to it and stuff. It'll be really good.
I was so abused by Steve. You don't even know. G-Man was so right about him. He's such an ass. Anyways, no, give your final thoughts.
I've really, and I just want to say I've really enjoyed this, and like thank you so much for the opportunity. Like I'm genuinely really excited to learn so much from you guys, and hopefully like maybe like include some of you in my videos, or you could help me out with some things. That should be really good. But,
well, welcome to the fold.
Oh, you just got a bunch of people's attention right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Apologia, you know, myself, GMS, Holy Kool-Aid. I know all of us love your channel, so that's why I was very happy to have you come on board. And I knew you'd be entertaining, and I knew you'd be fun. And this hangout was great, guys. So if you couldn't make it in this particular hangout, sorry. Next time. But might be doing something later on tonight on the other channel, and anybody's welcome to come. It's just going to be a shit fest, but. You know, and it won't be the Europeans. They're obviously going to be in bed. But anyways, Rachel, thank you for joining us. Again, everybody in the live chat. We didn't quite break 100, but we came close a few times. But go to subscribe to her channel. I can actually see her subscriptions now on the other computer. I don't know how much it went up, but she can let us know. But I want to make sure that we help get her subs, and we'll be promoting her channel along with the Geek Room. The Geek Room is another channel we're promoting to get subs. You got to go watch the Geek Room stuff. They're great.
Come on, guys, watch the Geek Room.
Watch the Geek Room. And I was, dude, you have subbed. Yay! There you go, Rachel subbed.
Yeah. Thank you. Not subbed back.
I was a special guest they had the other day. It had the highest amount of live chat views they've ever had. I think. No, okay, maybe not. But it was popular. But it was entertaining.
We may break it tomorrow, though.
I loved ripping with you guys. I enjoyed that. I could be like the fifth peasant that nobody really knows about. You know, because
you want to be Paul's ego? Do you want to be Steve's ego?
Well, no, Paul's ego is part of the actual DP now. I just want to be tangentially associated with the Geek Room because they will get like they're gonna break 10,000 subs, no problem. What's that? I'm sorry, what?
Billy the Fridge became the unofficial fifth.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like the skinny version. There you go, perfect. I'm the skinny version of the Fridge.
Billy the Fridge. Call him Dr. Turbine.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we're going to end this hangout. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to people and like this video and subscribe to this channel as well as the Great Debate community channel as well. Link is in the video description. And take care.